From the murky waters of the sportsman's paradise, stories emerge. Stories of the generations of people who have shared in the bounties of the land. Stories of communities that have persevered through natural disasters. Stories of the abundance of fish, wildlife, and adventures that create an ecosystem rich in diversity. And from the silted banks of the mighty Mississippi to the soggy marsh bottoms, from the tops of towering pine forests to the depths of the salty Gulf, human and animal have shared this fortune for centuries. Enjoy these stories as told by outdoor journalists who travel across our state, documenting the adventure, sportsmanship, and heritage that make us Bayou Wild.
On this week's episode of Bayou Wild TV, we're at Bridgeview Gun Club in Port Allen, Louisiana, where the focus is precision and excellence. First, meet a South Louisiana skeet shooter who has his sights set on the Olympic Games.
So I got started at a pretty young age. When I was 13, I had to take a class for the Youth Hunter Education Challenge, and through that, I got introduced to shooting sports. So I've been doing that ever since. So I've been shooting international skeet now for about 8 years, and working hard and trying to make it happen.
Also coming up here from Bridgeview Shooting Club in Port Allen, you're going to meet the Louisiana shooting team with 4-H, a national champion coming up.
My name is Yumi Domingue. I'm from St. James Parish, and I shot air rifle.
Sean Turner, compound, Ascension Parish.
Andrew Fontenot, hunting skills, Evangeline Parish.
Daniel Paul, hunting skills, Evangeline Parish.
Adam Hubble, compound, Lafourche Parish.
Cal Wilson, Sporting Clays, and Terrebonne.
I'm Austin Martin. I'm from St. James Parish, and I shot air rifle.
Noah Louvier, compound, New Iberia.
Aaron Wilkinson, Juneau, Louisiana, LaSalle Parish, small bore rifle.
Also coming up, back to White Oak Plantation with Chef John Foltz for some braised doves Evangeline. You know, even though dove is wild game, it's a very delicate flavor, so you kind of got to be careful just to bring that flavor out and not cover it up.
Well, it's a sought-after flavor, too. I mean, these are things that people aren't going to eat just every single day.
No.
And at the same time, you have to have a resource to get them.
Closed captioning made possible by Ceto.com. Become a member.
Add the taste of Louisiana to your next meal. If you like creamy, bold, tangy, or spicy, bring home the taste of Louisiana with sauces from Louisiana Fish Fry products.
Hi, I'm Donnie Rouse. There are a lot of different reasons to shop at Rouse's.
It's the people. Everybody that works here is just so nice.
Our stores get deliveries 7 days a week.
They have such a wide variety at Rouse's. Everything's in stock. I mean, everything.
We use Rouse family recipes and ingredients found right here in the store.
It's the food. Rouse's food tastes like homemade. And they're local.
Like us.
We also have great prices.
That's the difference Rouse's makes.
Ball. So I got started at a pretty young age. When I was 13, I had to take a class for the Youth Hunter Education Challenge, and through that, I got introduced to shooting sports. Ball. And when I went to college, that's when I learned about international skeet. I shot for the University of Louisiana at Lafayette, and through there, I learned about international skeet at the world level. And So I've been doing that ever since. So I've been shooting international skeet now for about 8 years and working hard and trying to make it happen.
Cool.
So I grew up duck hunting. That was how I first got into a shotgun. That's when it was first introduced to me. It's a true passion of mine. I mean, fishing and hunting, if I'm not, at work or if I'm not practicing this, there's no place I'd rather be than out in the marsh fishing or hunting.
I have enjoyed my son since he was a young boy. From 5 years old, when your best friend is your son, it's a wonderful thing.
So I've traveled all over the country, and Dubai was the first place that I got to shoot overseas. It's been awesome being able to travel around the country and now being able to venture outside of our continent to see what else the world has to offer.
Watching Josh, really, you recognize what a very unique individual he is. Certainly he's got the talent, he's got the skill, but it takes more than that to become a champion and an Olympian.
Ball.
I shoot about 1,250 to 2,000 rounds a month, especially when I'm preparing for a match. I'll shoot about 3 times a week.
And over and above that, it takes the right mental attitude, and he's trained himself to accomplish that. So from all aspects, Josh really is an excellent professional shooter.
Biggest thing is support group. I mean, you gotta have people that are willing to help you, family and friends. I mean, family that comes and shoots with me, comes and pushes the button when I need to train on rainy days like we had today. People to help support you financially. You have to have that. It's not a cheap sport to get into. Practice when you need to, and training at home even when you're not at the range. There's always something that you can be doing to make yourself better.
Whenever we got first word that we were going to do this segment with Josh Raley, I immediately thought, I need to get my hands on a high-speed camera. It's able to shoot a much faster frame rate than a normal video camera, which translates into very precise slow-motion video. It was going to be really cool if we're able to work it all out.
It takes a second for me to get it ready again. I got you, okay.
The real challenge came, it didn't operate like a normal video camera. You had to set it on a tripod, set your shot in one place, and set it to where you capture the action within a 10-second interval. You had to be very precise in calculating the action that's going to happen in the frame of this camera. You couldn't just pick it up and move it anywhere. And that's where it was really neat to work with Josh, is because he was able to tell you almost exactly where he was going to hit this target when it came out.
Shoot the next one in the same spot, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
same spot.
Right.
As soon as it shot, he said, I'm going to hit it within these few feet. The majority of the time, he nailed the target exactly where he said he was, which when you go back and play it in slow-mo, you can see how precise it really was. For him to see it that slow-mo, I'm sure he gained a lot of it too, seeing little movements that we may not have been aware of, that he was looking at himself or how he's calculating the shots. So I'm sure he was also very excited to see this video in slow motion.
And when you get to a certain level, you know where you're at on certain things, where the gun is, where the bird is, and being able to adjust, being able to adjust on the fly, thinking, okay, maybe if a target's beating you out the house, you need to bring your whole point out a little bit. Or if you're too far in front, maybe bring it in, reel yourself back, maybe just try and slow yourself down to try and be more consistent.
I think I really understood how good of a marksman Josh was when I tried to shoot one of the clays that he was shooting.
Pull.
That was right on it. That was right over the top of it, but you were right there.
It's moving so fast, it's hard to analyze the shot. He didn't miss.
Ball.
He's laser focused. I think there could be a carnival going on and he could still shoot those clays because he's just so honed in on what he's doing, and that is something that only comes with practice. Obviously, there's a lot of talent there. He's definitely got the talent to go all the way.
And greatness doesn't happen often. And when there's a chance to see greatness, and especially when it's coming out of your son, it's been an experience that I wouldn't trade it for the world.
People don't know about us because of certain airtimes that we get, and we don't get the big corporate sponsorships like some other sports get. And I think it's just a testament to our drive, how successful we still are in our sport. We have a reigning 6-time Olympic medalist in 6 straight Olympics. We've got a 2-time Olympic gold medalist that still shoots for us now. And they're all still very, very competitive and at the top of their game to this day. So it's just a testament to how good everybody really is. So the best part about being on the USA shooting team is it's just always been a dream of mine since I was a little kid. I grew up watching the Mighty Ducks. And watching the Mighty Ducks in D2, they were Team USA. It was just the coolest thing to me. So ever since then, I just always wanted the opportunity to represent my country on the international stage. And for me to have that opportunity, it's a huge blessing and a great opportunity. It's just awesome.
I've been using Louisiana fish fry products so much, even the kids are getting into it.
Clonio bag, pour and boil, a great crawfish every time.
And whether you're boiling crawfish, shrimp, or crabs, Louisiana fish fry products use the perfect blend of garlic, onion, spices, and salt for your seafood boils. So look for the bright yellow bag and pour and boil with Louisiana fish fry products. A lot of kids to reach the proficiency of Josh Raley got their start with a 4-H program. This year we're proud to have a Louisiana national team, and you're going to meet them right here.
But to win this national championship, we were able this year to fill up all 9 teams, which was very important for us in the past. But in the big picture, out of the 36 kids that we just had a lot of really good, experienced kids that were dedicated and disciplined enough to take home the title this year. This is actually the first time Louisiana's ever won it. We've had the opportunity on a couple other years, but this is the first time we've ever pulled it through, and we actually won it by a record margin.
I was 8, almost 9 whenever I started shooting, and the person that got me into it was Mr. John Cooksey and Mr. Richard Milton. First, I really just loved the people because I had 3 older senior people that were there for me and helped me learn it. And then I was like, oh, I'm actually pretty good at this. Let's keep doing it. Then I fell in love with it finally, I think whenever I was about 12. And I just kept going and kept going. If you'd have told me back whenever I was 9 I'd be here today, I'd have looked at you and said you lied.
This program definitely helps kids out with a lot of their life skills, with the character building, a lot of discipline in this program. Sportsmanship is unbelievable. Those types of life skills, I think, is what we're built on, and this national championship is great, but the life skills that they've learned to get to that point is what makes it all worth it, for me at least.
You just kind of realize like you're not competing against other people, it's you in the course. And you're trying to be like your best scorer. I mean, if you miss one, you can't really get it back, so you just gotta leave it behind and keep on going.
Cal started when he was 7 and his brother was 9. They just started shooting in the back of the yard. It was something that him and his brother could both do, and I was one person, so I wasn't about to split myself into two separate directions, baseball, football. They had to do one sport. I saw a talent in them, and then I met a coach, and I was like, oh, well, I think my kids would be really good at that. Let's see how far we can take it.
Like, keep on pushing yourself to be better, and I guess like changing it up, like maybe shoot further or shoot quicker.
I shot with an amazing team. I had an amazing coach, traveling part, meeting everybody. I met people from states I never even thought that I would think somebody from. But it's just an amazing experience all around.
It's a lot of commitment, a lot of travel, but along the way you meet a lot of great people, and it helps to form your children into the good adults that we all want them to become.
I would really love the idea of more girls being in it, because I kind of feel outnumbered sometimes with all the guys. But at the same time, we're all pretty much the same person on the inside, and we all love shooting. So it's just a good atmosphere no matter which way you go.
Some of them aren't seniors yet, so they'll actually want to come back and shoot maybe in a different discipline, because you can only do it one time. But the ones that are seniors, or maybe that's the only discipline they shoot, as they age out and go on to school or college, they have scholarships out there. Some of them will shoot just for fun, competitively still. But we have actually probably a record number of kids right now that are having the opportunity to shoot at a university or a college and continue the great sport that they're in.
I would like to go to the Junior Olympics my senior year. We're working on that one. And then I'm also working on getting a scholarship to go shoot in college level. And then I'm hoping from there I can go into the Olympics.
To get involved in 4-H nowadays, we're in the school system, which all states are not. So most of these kids start in their school where they can enroll. Some of them, not all schools may have 4-H, so we call it a member at large, and they would just contact their local 4-H office and get involved that way.
All right, what we're about to do is we're about to do a shooting competition. We're going to try and shoot the turkey at 48 yards and hit the head.
Got it again.
You know, in most sports, kids start off in Little League or Pee Wee football, and they graduate on up to playground level, high school, college, and eventually the professional ranks. Shooting sports is the same thing. That starts with 4-H shooting. It starts with hunter safety shooting, getting those kids accustomed to firearms, overcoming any fear or preconceived notions about what firearms is all about.
It's a family-oriented sport. Unlike other sports, you know, you don't have the madness on the sidelines. You have people encouraging each other, pushing each other. The camaraderie between the teammates is just wonderful to see. You know, they're always fist bumping after they shoot, and the parents, we all become kind of a family. And so I feel like it's definitely different than other sports.
The reason why it may not get the attention, and I think it's the overall program doesn't get the attention that it deserves sometimes, is just because we're dealing with firearms. We're dealing with firearms. When you turn on the news, unfortunately, usually the first thing you see is going to be a handgun on there, and it's going to be a negative story. When we would hope they would have the handgun or a bow or a shotgun or a rifle, and it'd be a positive story on showing what some of these kids are getting involved in.
If you're lucky enough to bag a deer or a hog this season, bring it here to Double D. Double D processes hogs and exotic game and guarantees your product is always the meat you brought to Double D.
Double D Meats in Bogalusa, home of country smoked, spicy jalapeno cheddar, and other customized flavors.
Bring your deer or your hog here to Double D, where you always get your meat back in return. It's worth a drive to Bogalusa from anywhere. Double D.
Hello, my friends. This is Louisiana native Zachary Richard. I cherish the outdoor experiences that make our state so special. And for the first time in over 60 years, whooping cranes are back in Louisiana. Wildlife and fisheries need your help as these beautiful birds resettle in our state. If you spot a whooping crane, observe it from a distance, and if you witness anyone harming one of these very special birds, call the number on the screen.
This message is underwritten by Chevron.
Well, Chef, it's here. The hunting seasons have finally arrived for us hunters. Seems like we wait so long, huh?
I tell you, the anticipation is the biggest part of the hunt, though, right? Well, boy, we're going to do this and we're going to do that.
You know, dove season kicks it all off. That's the first one, so that's the one
right.
most people
That's
wait
right.
for.
Yeah.
And today, for those of you who are lucky enough, I say lucky enough, because doves are a tough little target to hit.
They are, and just, I mean, with 15 or so a limit, I mean, you know, you don't want to miss many.
No, you don't. Unfortunately, a lot of us do. So we're going to be doing braised doves Evangeline. Now, where did that name come from?
Well, you know, Evangeline Parish, you know, there was an old hunter over there who really always did pot roasted doves at one of the hunting camps, and everybody was always asking for his recipes. For, you know how it is with hunters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he said, I'm not telling you to. I think his secret was he left the skin on the doves. You know that. You don't see that.
Great.
You
No,
don't
you
see,
don't.
You don't see that often, but. I mean, the birds are small, and of course, with the small limit, you got to go 3 or 4 hunts to really get a mess, as we used to say. So you want to make sure that you're going to get a good finished product when it's done. So I'm taking those right here, and I'm going to just season these little doves. And you notice I'm not breasting them. That's the whole little bird. I have the wings and everything.
I see that, and even the neck.
That's right. So a lot of work went into making sure that people know we fooling with a dove here, not a little bat or something.
You got so much little meat there, you know, you can't waste a bit of it.
No, and you know what? I don't mind sucking that little wing bone.
No.
Now, Don, why don't you take them and roll them out just in there, just kind of throw them in there and just kind of pinch them in, and you can roll them around with your spoon or fork. And I have a little oil here, and as you do that, I'm going to just shake off the excess, and I'm going to put them down breast side in that hot oil. And this is making the roux. The flour on the bird is actually going to be my thickening agent as well. Now, even though they're small, these little birds need a little time to braise. You know, they need to tenderize. They're not going to fall apart right away. You need to let them cook a little bit.
Now, you know, even though dove is wild game, it's a very delicate flavor. So you kind of got to be careful just to bring that flavor out and not cover it up.
Well, it's a sought after flavor too. I mean, these are things that people aren't going to eat just every single day.
No.
And at the same time, you have to have a resource to get them. You know, you're not going to go to the grocery store for them.
No.
So when you get them, you want to treat them right. So I'm just turning them here. I want to give everybody a good shot of what that looks like. And all I'm doing, you see how we've browned them nicely, and the wings are still on, the neck is still on. Don, you see all my seasonings there, what I have? I'm putting a little butter here. Onion, celery, bell pepper, garlic, green onions, parsley, herbs, whatever herbs you like. On doves like this, I like basil, thyme, tarragon. You can dump it right on top of those doves. Okay, knock it all down in there. And that little flour is going to start to thicken my gravy. And this is a simple camp cooking dish. I mean, even though it's been elevated to the table, you can serve it on a beautiful platter at home. This is a camp dish.
I noticed black iron pot. How important is that?
I think it's extremely important because when you need a really quick cook and you need something that's going to have great caramelization on the outside where you're going to get that flour to stick well, you need something that's going to produce enough heat and retain it. Plus, it's a Dutch oven, so it's going to roast those birds as well. So with that being said, I'll, again, put a little more seasoning than that. I'll put a little bit more granulated garlic, a little bit pepper. And now the secret is to put a little stock or water. So I'm going to put a couple of ladles in. I want my doves to be brown first. A couple of ladles of a stock. You can use water, but of course there's so many stocks available in the stores today. You can get a beef, a veal, a chicken, a fish, whatever. I'm going to put the lid on top of that little bad boy. I'm going to let it simmer. It's still going to take an hour.
Yeah.
But boy, I'll tell you what happens in that pot in an hour with those little birds, you ain't gonna find it anywhere.
No, that pot's got character. All right, we'll see y'all in a little bit.
Hi, I'm Donnie Rouse. There are a lot of different reasons to shop at Rouse's.
It's the people. Everybody that works here is just so nice.
Our stores get deliveries 7 days a week.
They have such a wide variety at Rouse's. Everything's in stock. I mean, everything.
We use Rouse family recipes and ingredients found right here in the store.
It's the food. Rouse's food tastes like homemade. And they're local.
Like us.
We also have great prices.
That's the difference Rouse's makes.
Some things in life smell delicious. Others, not so much. Like a gas leak. Propane, for instance, is naturally odorless. That's why we add strong odorants to alert you if there is a leak. So if you ever smell gas, turn your system off at the tank and call your propane dealer immediately. Propane is a safe and exceptional fuel, and we want to keep it that way.
All right, we've got our braised doves Evangeline going in our Dutch oven or black iron pot, whatever you like to call it. Chef, in place of doves, if you don't have doves or you get some other upland game birds, will this recipe work the same?
Oh, this is perfect for woodcock. Even the small like teal or something like that. I love quail this way as well. A lot of people just want to roast a little quail. I like to pot roast anything. The moisture stays in, and with game birds or any type of game in general, moisture is important. So to do these slow braisers like this, just fantastic. Look what it looks like when it's done.
Look at
Imagine a little jambalaya in the center or a little pasta even in the center.
What's the lifespan on something like that on a Cajun table? Not long, huh?
I would say about the same amount of time it takes to see the darkness when you drop the light switch at midnight. About that from light to dark, that's about how long. And look, that's one that you take by the bone and just suck it off of the bone. Beautiful dish.
Sweet stuff. Braised doves, Evangeline. If you're lucky enough to get some or good enough to get some, try the chef's recipe.
In 1967, Dutch Stogner realized his dream to run his own meat market. 50 years and 3 generations later, Double D and the Stogner family still operate with Dutch's original commitment to quality. Pick up some Double D sausage today and share your good times with us on Facebook.
The iconic whooping crane is back in Louisiana. If you spot a whooping crane, remember, observe and admire it from a distance. And always report any harmful activity. You can always help the Louisiana whooping cranes thrive by donating to lawff.org.
Thank you to Chevron and the Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries Foundation for their generous support.
In 1967, Dutch Stogner realized his dream to run his own meat market. 50 years and 3 generations later, Double D and the Stogner family still operate with Dutch's original commitment to quality. Pick up some Double D sausage today and share your good times with us on Facebook.
Thanks for watching another edition of Bayou Wild TV. You can check out all those really great recipes on our website, Bayou Wild TV, or on our YouTube channel where each one is broken up for you to cook at home. We also have some great merchandise on our website. You can get the hats, the shirts to wear out in the field.
And if you'd like, come have lunch with us at Morton's Restaurant and Seafood right here on the banks of the Tchefuncte River in Madisonville on Mondays at lunchtime.